is patterns. Because altars are raised for one purpose or the other. Unfortunately, those who raise the altars do not know the future plans of what they have done. Altars are raised to solve momentary problems. The momentary problems have future complicated problems. And that is where witchcraft comes in. Witchcraft is the spirit that offers immediate solution with future complicated troubles. So we become victims of what we did or of what they did. It has become so complicated because of the time factor. Time does not solve spiritual problem. Time complicates spiritual problem because you wouldn't know where it began and how it began. You are only a victim of what has been in existence. And God said to Jeremiah, root out. Can I hear somebody say root out? So our assignment tonight and tomorrow night is to deal with the altars that have established the pattern. Let me give you oh my God. Altars are places where troubles can stop or troubles can be multiplied. Altars. Altars are places where sacrifices are made. I told you yesterday, when they come with sacrifice to the altar, what the altar receives is blood. They carry the flesh to eat. When the altar receives the blood, nobody sacrifices anything on the altar without saying something. Whatever they said become laws sealed with blood that implicates us. They now become laws that keep us captive. Whatever pattern in the family you are going through was established on the altar. Therefore, if you don't deal with the altar and you are dealing with the pattern, then you are not going to succeed. I explain. The altar is where the witchcraft authorities are housed. Altar is where the witchcraft authorities are housed. And witchcraft are the ones that execute the order of the altar. Please, you must understand this. There are three spirits that operate on every altar. The ruler spirit, the familiar spirit, and witchcraft spirit. The ruler spirit is the power in charge. Is the power that dictates. But witchcraft spirit and familiar spirit is the spirit that takes the record, that keeps information, is the secretary of the family, that wrote the minute of what happened, when it happened, why it happened, and the consequences of whoever breaks this law. Then witchcraft is the one that takes instruction. Go and destroy, there he goes, based on the altar. And witchcraft do not just come to you as witchcraft. Witchcraft operates in absolute subtlety. It goes by manipulation and creates circumstances that will make you become a victim of the pattern that is in existence. So that there will be a reason why you should be held bound and controlled as a lawful captive. Because it will consider you to have broken the law. Am I communicating here? That's what witchcraft does. That's what witchcraft does. It creates a situation and brings somebody into bondage. And brings you to a point where you can be controlled and wouldn't know that what happened 15 years ago is responsible for what is happening now. To you then, it was a solution. Solution now translates into complication. how witchcraft operates. And may I say this to you, every single family here, there are witchcraft in your family. Because what you consider to be witchcraft is not what I consider to be witchcraft. What you consider to be witchcraft, maybe you're looking at somebody. I look at the spirit. I look at the activities. Now, if you watch, some of us pray 3 hours every night to destroy the witchcraft that is attacking us. And you've been doing this for the last 5 years, and the witchcraft refused to die. The reason why witchcraft refused to die is the altar sponsoring the witchcraft has not been dealt with. You cannot destroy witchcraft until you destroy the power behind witchcraft. Are you following me? It's like the airport, the pilot, and the aircraft. The pilot is useless without the aircraft. He will pilot nothing. Even if he graduates from the school and is the best pilot, and if there's no aircraft to test it, he's not going to be useful in life. The aircraft is useless if there is nobody to pilot the aircraft. If you carry me and take me to the cockpit right now, we will be there. And if you say fly it, I will just touch one thing, all of us will finish. Because I am not. My first son is a pilot, so I am not. Then the airport is useless if there are no aircraft and no pilot. Are you following me? I'm trying to create impression in your mind. Now, in this environment where we are having the meeting tonight, there is no airport here. Is there any airport here? So aircraft cannot land here. If any attempt is made for an aircraft to land in this place, there will be a national mourning by tomorrow morning. Is that correct? There will be serious catastrophe. What will be done, what will happen is unimaginable. Why? There is no airport here. Now listen to me. Which craft? The craft is satanic system. A witch is the one practicing the system. So the witch here is the pilot. The craft here is the plane. For them to move, it must go together. The plane can't move without the pilot. So the pilot is the witch. The craft is the plane. But two of them cannot take off until the control tower speaks. The altar is the control tower. Is the airport where you have the control tower. When what happens is that every pilot files in where he's going, how he's going, when he's going. But it takes the control tower to tell aircraft 1 to move. And as it's moving, they say, oh, stop. There is one that is coming to land. So you are going to wait for the next 10 minutes. Stop where you are. And immediately they will stop. They can't take off except the control tower instruct them to take off. And you can't land. I don't know if you have been in an aircraft, you get to the airport and you turn around and again because instruction has not been given to you to land. Everything is controlled by the airport, by the control tower. The altar is the control tower that controls every witch, every spirit, when to land, when not to land. If you destroy the altar and the witch decides to land in your life, there will be nothing to land at. They will crash land. Oh, somebody needed to make a joyful noise here. And that's my teaching tonight. After tonight, every attempt of witchcraft on your life shall crash. When an aircraft really crashes, you can't get anything out of it anymore. That means from tonight, no witch will have authority over my life. Somebody say, I hear you. Any attempt, they will crash land. And when they crash land, they will burn to ashes. Jesus said that the prince of this world cometh and findeth nothing in me. He's coming, but he can't find anything. He hovers around and can't find anything. If the altar is not in existence, nothing instructs them, nothing empowers them. So they hover around and I am not available. When they come to my door, they discover the door is not available. They can't enter. Why? There is nothing to instruct them. That's the reason why we are dealing with the altar. You can't finish talking about the altar. Leave me here for the next 6 hours. I'll be talking on the altar and I won't stop. You know why? It's the greatest, the strongest enemy you have is the altar in your family. Why is it so? You don't know when they began. You don't know who started them. So when you are given instruction on what to do about the altar, the best thing for you to do is to obey, because you don't know how many altars are there. You don't even know how to handle them. Somebody say, I hear you. So the altars are where the patterns are established. It is the altars that are responsible for repetition of family history. Where you see somebody, why are people repeating history? Because they are inside the mold. And everybody's inside the mold. And everybody's going the same way. Somebody say, I hear you. Let's look at the pattern of poverty. The reason why we are contending and fighting the pattern of poverty, and it's like we're not making any effort. I mean, our effort is not producing result. We thought if we go to university, get this degree, get that degree, that poverty will be over. We have gotten all the degrees, we have PhD, and we have nothing. I met a woman here in London. The day she was talking to me, she said, man of God, I have PhD. He said, in the bank and outside the bank in my house, I have only £3 in my life. He said, my brother is a doctor in America. He can't feed himself. He said, we are all of us are well educated. It's not degree. If the pattern is there, you have not destroyed it. And the altar is there, you have not destroyed the altar. You want to destroy the pattern. You weary yourself. You are not poor because you came from a poor family. You are poor because you came from a family that has a pattern of poverty. Because you carry in your DNA the DNA of your family. You're a part and parcel of the family. And so the spirits supervising poverty are looking at you, even though you are born again. You know my quarrel about those who preach that there is no deliverance? I've been talking this deliverance for 33 years now. And my joy is that many people that criticized me before are now inviting me to preach on their pulpit. That is my greatest joy in life. That at last I've been proved right. It's a ministry that many people don't want to get into because it's too confrontational. And some people are asking, how have you managed to survive? I didn't plan anything to survive. I just offer myself to him. Use me, I'm available. Because people are finding it difficult to really handle issues. People don't want to pay attention. People don't even want to give attention to some people. There are issues where we can deal with in a meeting like this, and there are issues that needs much more than a meeting like this. Based on the family each of us is coming from. there are levels, and there are levels of poverty. There are some, the poverty in the family is between the ages of 40 till you die, you remain poor. But you succeed from the age of 20, you make money, build houses, and sell them when you get to 40 and above, and die wretched. Then, so you see in that family, when I had money, in those days when? Because one of the things you need to look at is, look at your family and look at everyone that seemed to have made a kind of money in the past, and watch how they died, and when they died, what did they leave behind. That tells you the pattern, that there's a spirit supervising it. Then you have another level of poverty. What happens to this set of people is that at one point or the other, they will always have something to show. So they are making effort, they are working, they have some business, but ladies and gentlemen, there will be nothing to show for all their effort. When the issue of money comes, they will be able to rally around, put hand here and there, gather the things, and solve that problem. But that's the best they can do. But there is nothing they will leave behind. That's another level of poverty. Money passes through their hand, but there is no tangible thing they achieve with money. As the money is coming, the money is going. That is the level. As the money is coming, the money is going. They are solving problems and the money is going. They are solving problems like David. They are fighting and winning the wars, but they will not achieve the reason why they were born. That's the level of poverty. There are many people, money passes through them. They have worked and labored, and money passes through their hands every year. But at the end of the year, they will have nothing to show for all they have labored. I've met people that own 5 houses in London here. They have finally sold the 5 houses and become tenants.